The two young vintners in this tale sell £7 million worth of wine a year without ever having to lift anything heavier than a telephone. Farr Vintners trade the finest and rarest of wines like a commodity, with customers prepared to spend an average of £2,000 a time, and that could easily be for one bottle. Every bottle in Farr's smart new Pimlico premises is empty. Another milestone in the enviably complete wine education of ex-van driver Stephen Browett and ex-Harrods trainee Lindsay Hamilton.
John, it's Alison. 19 cases of Petrus 88 delivered to Washington Airport yesterday. Should have been. Can you confirm that they're there and also let me know when you'll be flying them? Thank you.
Farr Vintners was born in 1978 in an 11th floor council flat. At that stage, Lindsay did deliveries in a Robin Reliant and Steve was still studying French. Today they drive, respectively, a vast BMW and a sensible VW estate.
Sorry to be rude to you, I've got someone on the other line.
Okay.
All right. Okay, bye. Ah, thanks. Salut Christophe.
Salut Steven.
Ça va?
Ça va?
Oui, oui, oui.
Steven, est-ce que tu as dit la tour 45?
La tour 45. Oui, on a 6 bouteilles.
Ouais.
À 500 litres la bouteille.
Hi Giles, it's Lindsay. About this Pichon 70, what's the best price that you could do?
How much more do you want?
Well, hang on, just 1 second. Steve. Giles has got 3 cases of Pichon 70. What's the best price?
520. You don't want to pay more than that.
Okay. And we could pay 510.
I think we I take that.
Okay, could we have them to traps then, please?
Into trap.
Yeah.
I don't think they're in the original wooden boxes.
They're not OWC, Stephen.
Okay?
Just a second. The levels are in the neck?
Levels are in the neck.
Lovely.
Okay?
We'll take them.
510.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
What are your two vintages?
57.
And I was a much better vintage. I was 59, which is a great one to be born in because it's one of the best, as you know.
How do the vintages relate to your characters?
Or 59.
I should tell you about his, and he should say about mine.
Well, 57 is quite lean and austere and really getting on a bit, almost past its best. But there are some very, very nice wines in 57, but you need to be guided as to which one to buy and drink.
Attractive and rather plump, the 59 vintage, but still very good.
And extremely generous.
How do you think the rest of the wine trade would describe you?
Well, they probably think we're upstarts a little bit in that we haven't been doing this for 50 years or something, but they're probably a little bit jealous of our success.
Right, he's got a case, and it's all mixed wines, and he wants to have some prices.
Okay, what is it?
It's on 70.
So 800 a case.
Petrus 70.
A wine merchant of the old school walks in off the street with a box of goodies to be valued, all in a day's work.
300 a case.
Come from a private seller. Over on 66, the label's a bit torn.
Yeah, I think it'll be alright. It's just that Lafite that's really bad. And the wine doesn't taste much good.
We could have that discussion.
It has been opened, isn't it?
Is it?
This 6-litre Imperial of Chateau Latour 1961, on the other hand, impresses even Du Bois. It's worth more unopened, with no one exactly sure what condition it's in.
Actually, there's a bond rotation 86, so it probably was only shipped in 86. So
It's not been opened, but there's no splits or anything.
no, okay, I think we'll leave it.
Right. Pedant.
It's so rare that they have no difficulty in selling this jumbo-sized Bordeaux first growth for £4,200. And are prices more or less even across the 5 first growths?
No, the one that everybody wants is the Mouton Rothschild because they have an artist label. They started doing artist labels in 45, and the old vintages of that are often or double or even treble the price of the other first growth.
Regardless of the quality of the wine in the bottle.
Yeah, in fact, the worse the quality of the wine, the more expensive it is, because obviously a lesser quality wine would have been drunk earlier. A 1950 could have been drunk in the 50s or the early 60s, and there's less of it around because there was no point in keeping it. And now, because people want the artist label, it's a very expensive wine.
That's crazy, isn't it? I mean, there must be all sorts of instances when you know that the price you're selling something at is really unrelated to the quality
Absolutely.
of the wine in the bottle.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing that we feel is the important role of a fine wine merchant, is not just to tell people what's a great wine, but also to tell them what's a good value. I mean, everybody knows that Chateau Petrus is a great wine, but when you're talking up to £1,000 a bottle, our role sometimes is to tell people, well, we've got another one that's nearly as good, but a lot cheaper.
Lot 1037, bidding will open at 180, 190, 200 pounds.
Unique among British wine merchants, Steve attends every single London wine auction, tracking price movements with terrier-like tenacity. His French degree has made him unusually effective in foreign sale rooms too.
300 pounds, right at the back of 300 pounds. All three.
And do you actually put your own money into wine? You have your own cellars?
We have our own small cellars. Until recently, we didn't have money to put into wine anyway. So yes, I mean mainly just drinking wine, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean buying en primeur is something that we don't do at all, because the wines that we buy, we drink now.
Except for reasons like you got married and you wanted to buy
That's true.
things like that, and I've got a child and I wanted to buy something for him. So not totally logical financial decisions, but emotional decisions, and I think wine is more of an emotional subject than purely a financial subject.
In your rise to prominence, what's given you the most personal satisfaction?
That's difficult. I don't think it's particularly the money or the prestige. I think it's to be able to drink good wines whenever we want to, and to become an expert in a certain field. That gives you a lot of satisfaction to say, I've drunk all these vintages of all those chateaux, and to have really enjoyed it.
Can you remember anyone ever ringing up for advice or information where you thought, God, imagine them asking me?
Well, we do get the auction houses phoning up now again and saying, how much is this worth? Which we quite enjoy. But then we also phone them if it's something that we haven't had recently.
It is better now that we're treated more as serious wine merchants, and maybe they don't particularly like us, but they don't let that come across in their conversation with us. And I think we're more accepted now.
Can you remember a moment when you thought, maybe they think we're respectable?
When you get invited to lunch and
By Christie's, say? Or...
by Christie's say.